It appears I left the Meadows just in time to make it back to pick up the kids. My GPS says 2:42. Addie comes out of school at 2:45. So, as is, I'll be a little bit early to pick up the kids. I didn't want to bring a video about last night. Obviously, Delicious Stone DK made a break, and I didn't want to talk about it until I had a better understanding of what happened, right? I didn't love his mechanics the last few starts, and it certainly looked to me, actually, James explained it the exact same way. He said, last night he was trotting, he felt the best he's felt in a while. He felt really good. He said, he trots out of the gate good. He trots down the backstretch pretty good. He might put the odd shuffle in, but he really struggles late in the stretch. And I said, well, it's got to be his feet, or it's got to be his back, or it's got to be both. I don't see it being anything else. If it's a knee, he's going to get on the line somewhere in the mile. If he's off behind, he's going to get on a shaft. If you're telling me that he's trotting good, but just the last 16th of a mile he's falling apart, well, I don't think you have to call the FBI. I think I can figure out from the other side of the border what's wrong with him. It's his feet and or his back. These are common ailments for older trotters. Well, for any trotters, but definitely older trotters also. So start there. I suspect you're not going to look much further than right there. My biggest concern was that he was going to say, yeah, he broke, and then he pulled up sore. No, he said he was actually trotting really good in that regard. He said, and it wasn't like he didn't warn me. He said, I just thought, I was asking him for a bit more. I felt like he was right in the red line, and I guess he warned me, keep it up and I'm going to run. And I did. He called my bluff. So, he rolled off. He said, I felt that I was going to be first or second. Instead, I ended up fifth. So, well, it happens. I think we need to work on the mechanics of him. It was nice to see him trot in 56, and I dare say he's going to trot in 55 if he doesn't make a break. So, I was happy in that regard. Now, this morning, I just felt a little apprehensive because, a lot of pressure comes with this colt. And, what you see is what I see. Maybe I've seen a little bit more behind the curtain than you, but I know that there's a very, very, very fast horse there. He's got a great attitude. He's got a great work ethic. That usually leads, you look at pedigree, work ethic, good attitude, and can fly, that generally leads to a very good horse, right? If you were to say, what makes up a really good horse, he's got it all. But he does touch his knees. He does get out of gear. You have to watch him. His ankles bother him a little bit. I'm sure his feet bother him a little bit. So when it comes to Captain Incredible, went over there today, and I had said to Tim and Dean last week, I said maybe we'll try some vet wrap under those shin boots because he'll rub those ankles. I talked in depth about those ankles last week. I scored him down. I really didn't like what I felt with him. He just felt like he was a little narrower. It was actually the opposite of what I hoped to see. So we pulled up. If you watch the video, the raw feed from the MSOA, I pull up as the gate's going down the backstretch to go pick everybody up. I went back over to the front. We took all the vet wrap off, put his shin boots back on, and I felt he was marginally better. I'm a little biased. I was the one that got them to take the vet wrap off, so it's hard for me to say, oh, he was way better. I think he was marginally better. I did want to go a better mile with him today, but I didn't really want to put him on the front. I let Bill Berker remain front, and I'm sitting in the 3-hole, and I'm getting uptight. That was actually Ronberg's son in the 2-hole. Seems like a really nice guy. I don't really know him that well, but he seems like a really nice guy. And as we jam up, I went to go around him, and I think he came out a little bit too, and I touched his wheel. And nice guy too, because ultimately it's my fault, not yours. And we pull up, and he said, "I'm really sorry." I said, "You got nothing to be sorry about. That's my fault. I'm supposed to do a better job than that." So touched his wheel, come out around him, cleared to the front. Now I'm on the front. He feels good, but I can still see him touching that out. If you watch close down the lane. Now the track last week was harder. It was a firmer track, and today it was a little sandier. It was a lot windier today. As we start down the stretch, turning for home, now he paced 28.4, but he paced much faster the other day. And you can watch him. You just pay attention to his front end, his feet, and his knees in the video. And as they start down the stretch, you can see him strike that inside knee once, because what will happen is you'll see them come through, and you can see it with your eyes. He'll bounce right off his knee. You can see him kind of bounce a little bit. And I scoop him up down by the wire. He touches the outside knee. So now we got another problem. we have a shoeing that works very, very well on a firm track, not so effective on a sandier track. So I'm left thinking what to do. Do we just leave him as is, maybe let his toes grow out a little bit longer? If he gets into them a little bit more, then we know he doesn't like a longer toe. We keep his toes short. The only way to do that is to let his toes grow out a little bit. So maybe leave him at 4 or 5 weeks. He's going to sink down into that 47, 48 degree range, maybe 49. He's probably going to have a toe that's 3 7/8 inches long. Some horses that will touch their knees, they need a longer toe. Whereas some horses that touch their knees need a much shorter toe. And unfortunately, they don't come with a stamp. And they're not going to tell you. So I think the best thing we can do, is just let it play out the way it is for now. Keep an eye on his shoes. I can watch him actually as he's pacing, and I can know I'll know right away how he's landing, how he's coming off the ground. Is he striking that knee? Is he not? Is he clearing? Because when he's good, he needs that much room. Right now, he's got about that much room, and at any given time, he can reach up and grab one, or grab the other knee too. So he doesn't pound them, but obviously, when you're a horse at that speed, it does two things. One, it interrupts your gait, and two, it interrupts your confidence, right? Your train of thought if you're a horse. So some horses are just war horses, and they just go right through them, hit their knees, and it doesn't bother them, and they'll come back and they'll have a little, their knees maybe will get a little swollen when they're a little younger, especially, but they just work right through it. Captain Incredible's a little bit different. You can see him do it, and you can see that it bothers him. So we're going to continue just to inch away, see if we can maybe keep his angles low, keep him tipped out a little bit, and keep those toes growing. And then if he gets worse, you need to keep them really short, right around 3 inches. And if he gets better, then 3 5/8, 3 7/8, that's where his comfort zone is. So we'll know that over the next 2 weeks as his feet grow out. For right now, he scoped clean afterwards, so that's good. I know I'm going to have a bunch of people ask me, well, do you think it's too... He's not going in any stake races yet, this horse. I have zero interest in racing him in any stake races. I'm well aware there's one Saturday at the Meadows. I'm well aware that there's one 14 days later at the Poconos. It's unlikely we're going to make either of them. 1,000% for sure he's not racing on Saturday. Now, when it comes to the 1 in 14 days, it's unlikely, because even the Stallion Series is going to go 51, 52, right? Salty horses. I was just thinking to myself, Blue Ventura, I'm not going to be there Saturday, but what day is today? He races tonight, doesn't he? I think he does. Got some pondering to do. So as it turns out, Captain Incredible was very good, but I do believe we can see some improvements moving forward. He was comfortable, he was sound, he did his work well. I even got a touch of a wheel, and he was still good. It's just the front end. If I didn't come when I did, they're at the half in a minute and 3/5. As it was, I wanted to go a mile and 55 with him. I ended up going 56 last half and 57 last quarter, 28.4. Decent mile. He could obviously be better, and trust me when I tell you, he was much better last week. But the scope was good, clean, which is great. We'll draw his blood, make sure there's nothing a little sinister going on there. Change his shoes just ever so slightly again, but don't take any of that toe off for now. I would like to know in 2 weeks if he likes a shorter toe or a longer toe. Now that we know about his mechanics, now that we got a pretty good look under the hood, let's make sure we know what's what with Captain Incredible as we move forward. Now, that was last night. That was this morning. Time is on my side. Sister actually qualified well also. Time of the season. She paced 51-3 last year. She won the qualifier in 54 flat this morning. So she was good too. So good for Sophie and Tim. I know Sophie loves that horse. So he was good this morning. And I am right. I am racing Blue Ventura tonight. Never Lose Felix and Admiral Dio. Now, the weather statements have fluctuated. At first, it was supposed to pour all day. Then it was the afternoon. Now it says it's not supposed to really rain hard until 5. And then it's going to be 5 and 6 o'clock. And then not rain again throughout the night, which would be good. We start at 7 o'clock. When do I start? That's what I'm curious about. When does Anthony start? He starts race 4. That's my first drive, Blue Ventura, which happens to go at 7. Wouldn't that be nice? 7 o'clock, I have a catch drive in the 7th. Never lose Felix in the 12th, and in the 13th, I have another drive, 25 to 1. I don't like that one. I have another 8-hole at 20 to 1, 25 to 1 in the 4th. At the 14th, I see an awful trend forming here. And then Admiral Dio, 3 to 1, pick for second. Aaron's horse picked to win. Tell it like it. Tell it like Sunny. It's picked to win the 15th. So we have a good night. All 3 horses have a shot tonight. All of our horses, by the way, I guess now that I have you for a moment, all of our horses got in on Friday that were supposed to, which is good. We have, in race number 8, Looks Like Money, with the 7 holes, same group of horses, add Commander Frank and my Rising MVP. I still believe Looks Like Money's in a very good spot there. Manhattan Money, he's got the rail in, he looks like he could be the best in there too. He's got the rail in race number 9. Race number 11, Spitfire Overseas, is in the middle of the gate again, right where he was last week with the 4-hole. He should be in good, very good working order. And then we have 3-Point Blue Chip, race 13 on Friday. Now I head back to Ontario Friday after this race, race 13. Saturday morning, and James and I had discussed it, we're going to train the babies at Mohawk on Saturday morning, but we have to do it very, very early. Oliver's baseball game is at 9 a.m. James is an assistant coach for his son, Griffin, and they too are practicing at 9 a.m. So James and I need to be leaving Mohawk Raceway at 8 a.m. So that's the plan for this weekend. I'm waiting to see the draw come up. Maybe it is already. I don't know. Time is on my side, and JK Victory were both entered for Mohawk. I think they only have Friday up. Oh no, they don't even have Friday or Saturday up. They just have Thursday up. A lot more went on than I thought, right? I'm waiting for the draw for Mohawk on Saturday. Friday, all of our horses got in at Northfield Park, at the Meadows. I'm not going to be at Northfield or the Meadows on Saturday. I'll be in Ontario. Sunday, I'll come back if I have to. We did enter Neptune for Sunday night. He's supposed to be arriving here Wednesday afternoon, so we'll get a good look at him on Thursday morning in preparation of a Sunday start. Will I drive him? I don't know yet. It depends. If they go with the class early, then probably I'll wait. I think Oliver's last game is at 3 p.m. on Sunday, so I'll probably wait and watch that. So with that, you are all, every bit of you, are all up to date now. You know what is going on in regards to sales. Yesterday we sold Memory and Imagination. We sold Westland Warrior. They both sold, and today we sold Country Dancing. I thought we had very good prices yesterday on the 2 that sold on Preferred, and oddly enough, maybe a little light on Country Dancing today at $21,000. My easy math on that is if she raced okay between now and Harrisburg. Let's say she raced okay between now and Harrisburg, and she paid her way. She'd still have to bring pretty good money there for us to turn away from 21. I thought she'd bring 25, 26, so probably a little bit of a buyer's price on those two, on that one, but definitely I thought a decent sized seller's price on the other two yesterday. So maybe the market's coming back okay as far as selling. I hope it stays flat for another week or so, though, for the buyers, because I do plan on acquiring some horses over the next... I've been saying that for a while. There just hasn't been anything to acquire. I think that's changing now. Now everybody's getting a little look under their hood of their 3-year-olds. Maybe they aren't as good as they thought they were, and they're moving them out. If we find something that makes sense that we can race at Northfield, the Meadows, kind of prop up that foundation as the babies start to get close, then that's exactly what we will do. Speaking of the babies, they all train tomorrow. Big training day at Northfield Park. I cannot wait. It is the top of my dance card tomorrow. Will be that training day. So take care. I will talk to you all very soon. I'll give you an update maybe tonight after the maybe not. It's the 15th race. Depends how muddy I am and how the night goes. You could possibly get an update